Everyone, please be seated. On behalf of Converse University and the Professional Leadership Program, welcome to the hooding ceremony for our class of 2026 doctoral candidates. As we begin this evening's program, I would like to share a few important announcements. First, please silence or place your phone on vibrate so as not to interrupt during the ceremony. Second, restrooms are located behind the stage and to the left. Third, a photographer will take an official portrait of each graduate as they are hooded, and this will also be available at the Converse backdrop following the ceremony. We warmly invite family members to come forward to take photos during the hooding moment, as this is a special part of the celebration. To ensure everyone has space, we kindly ask that only one family member per candidate come forward, and a designated photo area is marked near the stage for your convenience. I would now like to recognize the members of the platform party participating in this evening's ceremony. Dr. Will Case, Provost and Vice President for Student Success. Dr. Lee Gibbons, Chair of the Professional Leadership Department and Associate Professor of Leadership. Dr. Jack Knight, Assistant Professor of Leadership. Dr. Aaron Peterson, Director of the Doctorate in Professional Leadership and Assistant Professor of Leadership. And Dr. Ray Royalty, Assistant Professor of Leadership. We'd also like to recognize Mrs. Michelle Bowen, Associate Director for Marketing, for her efforts in making this evening possible. We'd also like to extend our sincere appreciation to Mr. David Taylor and the administrative staff of the University Center of Greenville, including Lynn McGuirt and Jay DeGaw, for their tremendous support in providing this wonderful venue and refreshments for tonight's ceremony. At this time, please join me in welcoming Provost Case to the podium.
Good evening. I am Dr. Will Case, Provost and Vice President for Student Success. And on behalf of President Hopkins and the entire Converse community, I welcome you to this year's hooding ceremony for graduates of the Doctorate in Professional Leadership Program. This is an important and meaningful occasion for our graduates, their families, and all who have supported them throughout their journey. Tonight represents the culmination of years of dedication, perseverance, and unwavering commitment to excellence. We are honored to celebrate the achievements of the 24 individuals who comprise Converse's 6th doctoral cohort. Graduates, you have reached an extraordinary milestone through your scholarship, leadership, and determination. Along the way, you've embraced challenges, expanded your knowledge, and demonstrated the capacity to lead with both vision and purpose. Your purple and gold doctoral hood represent far more than an academic credential, and it symbolizes your readiness to strengthen communities, build opportunity, and inspire meaningful change. The Doctorate in Professional Leadership program is designed to prepare leaders who can navigate complexity, foster innovation, and make thoughtful, ethical decisions in an increasingly interconnected world. Throughout your time at Converse, you have demonstrated the expertise, resilience, and integrity necessary to meet those demands. As you receive your hood this evening, remember that this ceremony isn't the end, but rather the beginning of new opportunities and responsibilities. You now join a growing network of Converse alumni who are shaping industries, influencing organizations, and serving as leaders in their professions and communities. Your accomplishments are significant, not only because of your academic success, but because of your ability to empower others and make a lasting difference where it matters most. As you continue forward in your careers and your lives, I encourage you to open doors for others, just as others have opened the doors for you. The world needs leaders who are committed to service, collaboration, and positive impact. I am confident that tonight is only the beginning of what each of you will accomplish, and I look forward to seeing the ways your leadership, scholarship, and innovation will continue to shape the future. It is an honor to celebrate the class of 2026 and to welcome you into this distinguished community of scholars and trailblazers representing Converse University. Congratulations. Now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ray Royalty to the podium.
Good evening. Hey, I'm Dr. Ray Royalty, a proud member of the faculty here at Converse University. It's my honor and privilege to recognize two groups of individuals who have contributed significantly to influencing our doctoral candidates. That's the dissertation chairs and committee members. As you know, completing a doctoral program is a grueling journey, and the doctoral candidates here tonight have made incredible sacrifices, reaching this lifetime milestone. Many long nights of writing, researching, and more writing marks the path, requiring focus, endurance, and dedication. First, guiding them throughout this adventure has been the committee chair. These mentors have dedicated their time reflecting, reading, and encouraging our doctoral students throughout this process of academic inquiry. To this day, my chair remains an enduring relationship, simply a phone call away. Second, this journey is not complete without the overwhelming support and insight provided by the committee members. Your contribution supporting these doctoral candidates has been incredible and enduring. Thank you. At this time, I would like to recognize my colleagues who have given their time and talent in this process. As a dissertation committee chair or member, without your support, our doctoral candidates would not have been here or would not be here tonight. If you are a committee chair or a committee member for one of our doctoral candidates tonight, please stand. Please stand. And thank you very, very much. Thank you. Next, I would also like to take this time to recognize any and all doctoral graduates from earlier cohorts who are with us tonight. You were the trailblazers who led the way, set the standard, and now proudly represent Converse University in our communities. Thank you. If you're a graduate from our doctoral program from previous cohorts, please stand to be recognized. All right. Thank you. Thank you again to all of those present here tonight who have supported our graduates, faculty, staff, family, and friends. It is now my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jack Knight to the podium.
Converse University family and friends, we will now begin the ceremonial hooding of our doctoral candidates. Candidates, please begin lining up to the left of the stage. The history of the doctoral hood dates back to medieval Europe. In the 11th and 12th centuries, university students often studied in cold, unheated libraries and wore hooded robes for warmth. Over time, these garments took on a symbolic meaning. By the 15th century, academic dress had come to represent a scholar's dedication to the pursuit of knowledge. Today, the doctoral hooding ceremony remains a meaningful tradition in which a faculty mentor places the academic hood over the candidate's shoulders, symbolizing the transfer of knowledge and the candidate's formal induction into the community of scholars. I will now begin reading each candidate's name and the title of their dissertation. We ask that you hold your applause until all candidates have been recognized. To our candidates, as your name is called, please come forward for the hooding of your doctoral regalia. Dr. Medford and Dr. Peterson will place the hood over your shoulders in recognition of your induction into the community of scholars. Following the hooding, you may exit the stage to your left. Rhonda Jo Bailey, a phenomenological study of work-life balance among educators in the sandwich generation. Jasmine Keisha Brown, a quantitative examination of the effectiveness of peer mediation on social-emotional learning in public high schools. Melissa Melanie Camacho, Teaching Through Change, Educator Perspectives from Suburban Middle Schools in South Carolina. Nicole Gilstrap Kriminger, a phenomenological study of middle school math teacher perceptions on professional learning and its effects on instructional shifts in the classroom to address learner variability. Sheila D. Davis, African American Women in Politics, a phenomenological research study on the experiences of navigating intersectionality. Eliza Smith Debevoise, Effectiveness of Food Insecurity Alleviation Programs, a multiple case study analysis of private liberal arts colleges in South Carolina. Julie Lynn Dillon, The Implications of the Adult Playfulness Scale for Therapists. Angela Ray Eaton, a quantitative examination of the effectiveness of the Teacher Cadet Program on the education profession in the state of South Carolina. Alyssa Stewart Fennell, Why Did They Stay? Charter School Culture and Teacher Retention. Daphne Michelet Glenn, The Game Paused, but Life Did Not. Understanding the transitional experiences of first-generation student athletes experiencing academic ineligibility. Erin Rochelle Harville, In the Room Where It Happens, a phenomenological study of discourse surrounding the institution of public education in South Carolina. Heather Pruitt Hudson, Women in STEM Leadership, a phenomenological study of factors motivating persistence. Emily Christine Karpinski, a correlational study exploring path goal theory and veteran student retention within higher education institutions. Kaylee Joyce Kilpatrick, a quantitative examination of employers' generational cohorts, awareness of Generation Z organizational culture expectations, and the willingness to change organizational culture. Hubert Getty King, Jr., The United Methodist Church, a phenomenological research study of the role of church leadership and the trend of disaffiliation. Deonsa Marissa Lee, The Significance of Culturally Responsive Pedagogy in Elementary Classrooms in the Upstate of South Carolina with Culturally Diverse Populations. Catherine Caston Martin, Real Men Teach, a phenomenological study of cisgender male English teachers in South Carolina. Robert A. Overton, Leadership Effectiveness, Utilization of Personality Assessment in Human Resources. Allison K. Rue, Musical Theater Dance in Higher Education, Curriculum and Implementation. Margaret Mary Schroeder, South Carolina K-2 Teachers' Perspectives on Implementing the Science of Reading and Identifying Characteristics of Dyslexia. Kalisa Dayana Harris Shaheed, an analysis of institutional policy and practice and its effect on Islamic faith-based literature in U.S. libraries. Yolanda Thomas, Clothed with Strength and Dignity, a critical phenomenological study of Black women's economic trauma. Sonia Michelle Watson, a quantitative analysis of time spent on counseling responsibilities. Heather Witt, Maintaining Organizational Knowledge Through Leadership Succession in the Grassroots Nonprofit Business Sector to Increase Sustainability, a Transcendental Phenomenological Study. Please join me in congratulating all of our doctoral cohort members. And please welcome Dr. Medford back to the podium.
We now move to the presentation of the McDaniel Awards for Outstanding Dissertation. The cohort includes 2 award recipients, each of whom receives a citation and a cash award. These awards recognize dissertations that are exceptionally well written and well researched, and that demonstrate the most far-reaching implications for professional leadership within their respective contexts. Dr. McDaniel joined the faculty at Converse in 1972 as chair of the Department of Education and director of graduate studies. Over the years, he has served the university in many capacities. In 1984, he was named Charles A. Dana Professor of Education. He later served as interim president in 1993 through 94, and has also held the roles of acting dean of the Petrie School of Music, acting dean of the School of Graduate Studies, dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Vice President for Academic Affairs, and Provost. We honor Dr. McDaniel's legacy through the Outstanding Dissertation Awards. The awards committee is chaired by Dr. Jeff Howard, with members Dr. Jane Rubin, Converse alumna, Dr. Jeff Martin, and Dr. Tom McDaniel himself. This year, we are proud to recognize the following two award recipients. For her work, Clothed with Strength and Dignity, a critical phenomenological study of Black women's economic trauma, the Qualitative Dissertation Award goes to Dr. Yolanda Thomas. Please come forward to receive your award. And for her work, a quantitative examination of employers' generational cohorts, awareness of Generation Z organizational culture expectations, and the willingness to change organizational culture, the Quantitative Dissertation Award goes to Dr. Kaylee Kilpatrick. Now, please welcome Dr. Sonia Watson to the podium.
Good evening. It is truly an honor to stand here on behalf of those of us who had the privilege of learning from and being guided by Dr. Gibbons. Dr. Gibbons taught our very first class in cohort 6, and from day one, he set the tone. He was direct and structured approach established high expectations early on. It quickly became clear that those expectations were not meant to discourage us, but to prepare us for the level of excellence required for success. One of the first lessons he made very clear was about our writing. Words like this, that, these, and those, absolutely forbidden. And if we forgot, we were quickly reminded with bold, red, all caps feedback, no, no, no. And honestly, even now, you probably could still hear his voice saying, that's a no, no, no. And just like that, we learned. Over time, those moments became what we now call Gibbons-isms. Lessons that pushed us to think deeper, write stronger, and hold ourselves to a higher standard. But beyond the rigor, there was also heart. Dr. Gibbons made sure each of us knew that we belonged, that we were more than capable of being a part of this program, even in the moments when we doubted ourselves. During that first year, we also had the privilege of witnessing him step into a new role, becoming a grandfather. Every time he shared an update, his entire face would light up. It reminded us that behind the structure and high expectations was someone who truly valued family, connections, and joy. As our cohort continued on separate dissertation paths, those of us fortunate enough to have Dr. Gibbons as our chair experienced that same balance: high expectations, honest feedback, and unwavering support. In the midst of one of the most stressful and demanding parts of our journey, writing, constant revisions, and Dr. Gibbons preparing us for our defense proposals, he too was preparing to become a grandfather all over again. Dr. Gibbons challenged us supported us, and never allowed us to settle for less than our best. Because of his guidance, we leave this program not only as more skilled scholars, but as stronger, more confident professionals. Dr. Gibbons, thank you. Thank you for making such a tremendous impact on each of our doctoral experiences. Beyond leadership and research, you have helped shape us into better individuals, prepared to move forward and positively influence our communities and our place in the world. For that, we are truly grateful. So on behalf of all of us, thank you, Dr. Gibbons, for pushing us, believing in us, and walking alongside us through this journey. It is my honor, on behalf of your doctoral students, whom you so faithfully guided as our committee chair, to present you with a small token of appreciation from the doctoral class of 2026. Now please welcome Dr. Khalesia Harris Shaheed.
One of the most consistent things Dean Medford reminded us throughout this process was, it is your dissertation. At first, those words felt a little intimidating, but over time, we came to understand that they simply represented her entire philosophy of leadership. She encouraged us without micromanaging, while also trusting us without disappearing. At one point, after already completing chapter 2, I realized that I wanted to change my theoretical framework, which meant rewriting a chapter I had already passed while still completing chapter 3. I expected panic, maybe even resistance. Instead, Dean Medford calmly asked a few thoughtful questions and simply said, if you think you can get it done on time, then do it. Many of us studied topics deeply connected to who we are and the communities that we care about. She challenged our thinking while still allowing us to speak with honesty and conviction and then prove it. And while Dean Medford absolutely valued academic rigor, Kathy being strongly suggested to remove 20 pages from her chapter 4 draft is proof of that. And she also brought genuine enthusiasm to our work. You could tell that she truly cared, and that made us care even more deeply about doing our work well. What Dean Medford gave us was bigger than guidance through a dissertation process. She gave us the confidence to trust our own voices, stand firmly in our scholarship, and recognize that our perspectives have values in the room that we are now prepared to lead. That is something we will carry far beyond this program. Dean Medford, thank you for choosing us, for believing in us, and reminding us that our voices belong in this work. And on behalf of our cohort, I'd like to present you with a small token of our appreciation. And I'd also like to now welcome Dr. Erin Harville to the podium.
There's a Latin phrase that is inspiring and has inspired me for many years, and I was shocked to find it as the email signature of my distinguished committee chairman, Dr. Aaron Peterson. So not only did we share a first name, but we shared a deep love of the best TV show ever invented, Star Trek. All of them. The famous saying is, ad astra per aspera, to the stars, through hardship. It is a fitting phrase for the dissertation and the doctoral process. because the process itself is not glamorous. It is sustained uncertainty, long nights, revisions, learning to keep moving through a process even when you lose sight of the stars because of the hardship. And through that process, you get evaluated, but you also get steadied. On behalf of myself, Dr. Glenn, and Dr. Camacho, I want to thank someone who did far more than supervise and evaluate. Dr. Aaron Peterson helped carry us through hardship to the stars. What distinguished him as a committee chair was not merely his intelligence, though that was vast. He also showed unmitigated determination on our behalf. He answered emails at impossible hours and met late at night just to still our fears. He responded quickly at overwhelm, discouragement, or just being stuck. And he never made any of us feel like we were interrupting anything more important. In fact, the whole time I thought he did nothing but sit at his computer and wait for our emails. Was that true? No, it was kind of. At one point during this program, I got a late night email, and the title was something like, "Missing class won't graduate." So, I was panicked, and I needed help getting into a class at the midnight hour, quite literally. Everything seemed closed and final and done, but already before I even knew there was a problem, Dr. Peterson had intervened, advocated on my behalf, and made a way. Later that night, at 10 p.m., he hopped on a Zoom call just to explain how everything was going to work and make sure I was okay. And that matters. People always remember the ones who stayed calm when they were afraid. They remember who stayed when things got difficult. They remember who used their position and their voice to open doors that seemed shut. Dr. Peterson did all three. The best leaders throughout the Star Trek saga are never remembered because they command a room. They're not even remembered because they win a battle. Even bad leaders can win battles. They remain steady in uncertainty. They move toward difficulty instead of running away or abandoning their crew. And good leaders never abandon their crew. Dr. Peterson modeled excellence without ego, high standards without humiliation, and professionalism without distance. There were moments when all of us felt a little like Lieutenant Commander Data, trying to process impossible amounts of information while also attempting to navigate the human side of emotion. Throughout the process, Dr. Peterson remained patient, encouraging, and remarkably steady. I think that is one of the greatest gifts a mentor can ever give. Not simply instruction, but leadership by example. So Dr. Peterson, thank you. Thank you for your responsiveness, your advocacy, your patience, your encouragement, and for your leadership. Captain Picard once said, "It is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That's not weakness. That is life." But tonight reminds us of another truth. Sometimes perseverance holds. Sometimes the mission succeeds. Sometimes, through hardship, you do reach the stars. And Dr. Peterson, since with your help we are all now equipped to take our own captain's chair, with your permission, sir, I'd like to tell the crew, engage. Thank you, Dr. Peterson. I would like to also welcome Dr. Rhonda Bailey to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. Before I get too emotional, or worse, start quoting APA 7 guidelines, we need to take a moment to recognize someone truly extraordinary, our dissertation chair, Dr. Jack Knipe. Dr. Knipe has chaired the dissertation committees for several of us, and through that experience, we didn't just complete qualitative research, we truly experienced it. This journey has been about more than a dissertation. It's been about growth, confidence, and finding our voice. We can confidently say that Dr. Knipe is one of the kindest and most intelligent people we've ever known. He is the best kind of mentor, someone who challenges your thinking while also making you feel like you absolutely belong in this space. At times, we questioned ourselves, but he never did, and that made all the difference. He has this rare ability to critique your work while at the same time making you feel like you deserve a Nobel Prize. Dr. Knipe has taught us not only the structure and rigor of qualitative research, but the heart behind it. He didn't just teach methods, he taught us how to truly listen to stories and honor people's experiences. And let's be honest, he also made sure we were well fed while we were doing it, because he always brings snacks. And a good story. Perhaps most impressively, no matter where he was in the world, he showed up for us. He answered questions, returned calls, and made time no matter what time zone he was in. He once returned my call from a coffee shop in Iceland. He continued the conversation after getting into a car with his friend, and then he seamlessly switched between speaking English to me and Icelandic with them. He's returned a call from a train in Europe. He's shared a beautiful coastal view when he FaceTimed from Scotland. So as you can tell, Dr. Knight is a man of many talents. He speaks English, Scots, Scottish Gaelic, Spanish, French, Portuguese, Latin, American Sign Language, Pidgin Signed English, and even a little Polish and Icelandic. So honestly, if you can't understand him, that might be on you. With all of those languages, it's no surprise he knows people on nearly every continent. Still working on Antarctica, we assume, although knowing him, he may already have a contact there. Because of you, Dr. Knight, we didn't just survive this process, we made it through, and we learned more than we ever expected. What stands out most is the way that you lead with encouragement, humility, and genuine care. You have a way of making something as overwhelming as a dissertation feel possible. You've helped us become not only researchers, but more confident, capable individuals who are ready to move forward and make an impact. Oh yeah, we are now doctors, ready to move forward and make an impact. So Dr. Knight, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Thank you for your unwavering support, your belief in your wisdom, and your humor. Thank you for being our mentor, our guide, our resident world traveler, and yes, our snack provider. We have a gift. Now please welcome Dr. Nicole Kriminger to the podium.
Good evening, faculty, families, and my fellow survivors of the dissertation process. Today we honor a man of many titles. To the U.S. Army, a retired general. To the university, a distinguished faculty member. But to us, the royalty cohort, the man who ensured we completed our mission. Every great operation begins with a gamble. And when deciding who would chair our group, a faculty member supposedly told Dr. Royalty, "Boy, do I have a good one for you." Bert, our other resident military leader, claims that this was a compliment, but the rest of us suspect it was a general warning about our collective chaos. Regardless, Dr. Royalty accepted the commission and the mission began. To understand Dr. Royalty, you have to understand his two primary fuel sources, coffee beans and the flexibility required to work around off hours. Robert and I spent Sunday evenings wondering if this man ever actually sleeps. Those late evening prep sessions were our lifelines. Even our civilian eternal clocks were screaming for mercy. Whether it was 9 p.m. on a Sunday or dawn on a Monday, Dr. Royalty was at his post, proving he truly is a soldier for his students. In the military, communication is key. In the royalty cohort, it was what we call, efficient. We would send panicked emails with a few too many attachments, only to receive a single word response: tracking. Tracking? What in the world? We eventually realized he was tracking. He was tracking everything: deadlines, PowerPoints, and even tracking down students to keep us on schedule. He didn't just supervise us, he conducted search and rescue operations for our degrees. Sheila and Hunter both remember the mantra, keep leaning forward. There were days when leaning forward felt more like falling over. But Dr. Royalty's optimism wouldn't allow for a retreat. He was more than just a chair. He was the architect of our confidence. And beneath the general's exterior is a man with a legendary laugh and a famous soft spot for his cat, who stop by to check on everyone during our Sunday evening meetings. A reminder that even the toughest commanders have a heart. The files are uploaded and the signatures are dry. As Bert said, we have gained more than a degree. We have gained a lifelong friendship. Dr. Loyalty, you showed us that leadership is about leaning in with your team until the objective is secured. We have a small gift for you, a coffee kit, of course, as Heather suggested, to replenish your primary fuel source. We also made sure you had a place to store your coffee with a reminder to keep leaning forward. Thank you for your service, your laughter, and for always being in our corner. Mission accomplished. Now please welcome Dr. Meg Schroeder to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please join me in thanking and recognizing Dr. Kaylee Kilpatrick for her outstanding contributions and service to our program as both a valued member of our cohort and our current University Center of Greenville campus and graduate service manager. Dr. Kilpatrick is exceptionally bright and talented, and she consistently leads with kindness, empathy, and a genuine willingness to help others. She is welcoming and inclusive, and her intelligence, talents, and strong interpersonal skills have made a meaningful impact on our students, staff, faculty, and cohort. In her role, she represents our program with excellence and integrity, and we are better because of her steady commitment and support. Dr. Kilpatrick, thank you for all you do for our program. We are truly grateful and know you have a very bright future ahead. Now please welcome Dr. Gibbons up to the podium.
Oh, good. She printed it in big enough font. As we come to the end of our hooding ceremony, I'd like each of our new doctors to remember all that you have chosen to learn over the past 3 years. Your professors have tried to guide you down the road of scholarship, self-confidence, and ethical leadership. 3 years ago, you came in with a desire to make this journey. You have learned that desire alone does not get you where you want to be. You have shown that you had the self-discipline required to complete that journey. To paraphrase Robert Frost, you chose to take the road less traveled. It was not easy. However, nothing worth having ever comes easy. You have made a lot of sacrifices over the last 3 years, time away from family, late nights, writing, rewriting, rewriting, and rewriting. But most of all, you have gained. You have gained incredible friendships. I know what goes on with that texting circle y'all have. And you have gained the right to now have your own opinion about your topic. And Sonia, you can even start a sentence now with this, these, or those. As you look toward graduation in a few days, I would remind you that while this closes a chapter of your life, the rest of your book remains to be written. This is your time to make an impact on those around you, your community, and your profession. You are now part of the Converse family, whether you like it or not. And like all families, we remain willing to assist you in your future endeavors. Also, like most families, We like to take pictures. So, when we are finished here, we would like for the entire cohort of graduates to meet us over by the suite for a cohort photograph. I know that I can speak for myself and all of your professors when I say that we are very proud of you and the things that you have accomplished and the things that you will accomplish. New doctors, please stand to be recognized one more time. Friends and family, thank you for coming out to share with us tonight, and please stick around and take pictures and more pictures and more pictures. With that, doctors, we will proceed, and we are going to process off. Thank you for coming.